5 o'clock, we're gonna get started,
Oh God, I think I just made it.
and we are going to approve the minutes from July 28th meeting. And you had something you wanted to say about the minutes?
Yes, so as we made a motion last week to read the minutes aloud before every meeting, I did further look into that, and it's an older version of Robert's rules. So we don't actually have to do that. It's, as long as they're posted on the website, all we're supposed to do is post them, and if someone asks us to read them, we can read them. But, I've checked with the town of Northport, Bayside, Camden, Belfast, no one reads the minutes. It's just an old rule. So I didn't know if we wanted to go ahead and read them from last week, where we already made a motion to do so, if we would like to redact that now.
How do you feel?
I second that.
Second that?
I'd like to make a motion to not have to read the minutes at every meeting,
Okay.
if anyone would like to second. You second?
Tom's already seconded.
All right, so all in favor,
Yes.
not reading the minutes? Okay.
So, we are gonna approve the meeting minutes. Yep, all in favor? Make a motion to approve the meeting minutes. All in favor?
All in favor.
Okay. And Rodney is not here. Do you have anything about fire department? No?
Not that I
Okay.
know of, I think we're all the same as we
Okay.
have been.
Alright, so we're gonna move, you just pull another air to cardboard. We're gonna move on to, roads. Yep. Go ahead.
We were talking about money before. I talked with Earl, I'd like to be able to start on like the 20th, if that's good for you, putting that 800 yards down.
Yeah.
So that means we would have to have the money for him.
And we're talking to the road commissioner right
We're
now.
talking road commissioner right
Okay,
now.
okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
As long as taxes start coming in.
30 days be all right on that, Earl?
And what's the 800 yards for again?
Yep.
Sorry.
800 yards on the east wall.
East Waldo.
Yep.
Thanks.
Would you want to do grading and compacting as well?
We can if needed.
Well, we typically do it once during the summer anyway,
Right.
and it's been so dry.
Yep.
Would you wanna do all of it, or would you do just the East Waldo Road, or,
Oh, it's
we can talk about it afterwards.
right.
Okay. Now, I need to see you about another matter too, a personal one.
Is that an extra fee for us? Okay,
Well, yeah, the grade in,
the
yeah,
grading is? Okay.
right, yeah, that would be different. The gravel price is already
Right.
set anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the,
But I was thinking, if he's gonna bring the 800 yards and be there, he might just as well grade it. and
Right, so you're not
compact the
paying
whole
for
thing at the
equipment to
same
come
time.
2 times.
right.
Just wondering.
No,
Oh, that
Good to
complaint
know.
we had on the trees on 131 and East Waldo Road, those have all been trimmed back.
Okay, great.
That's it.
The only thing I was gonna bring up under roads was apparently there's a giant mud
No
puddle.
worries then.
There's
Mud
not-
puddle?
No, it's not a mud,
Pothole.
not a pothole.
Okay, I was gonna say, God, where you
At the
finding
end
mud?
of Back Brooks or
Yeah.
Littlefield Road, has it been taken care of?
No, it's not giant.
It's not giant,
Yep.
okay.
A few shovelfuls will take care of it.
Okay.
I didn't have a shovel, but I did have a chainsaw, so
I-
I cut off all the limbs.
I didn't get a chance to look at it, but, yeah. Okay. Okay, so, anybody have any questions further on, go ahead.
I live on Bonnie Road.
Yep.
And, the work on the Bonnie Road hasn't been advanced any since July 21st.
Okay.
And I was wondering what the reason for that was, and also, the dust is so thick going down that road that, you couldn't see 50 feet in front of you.
Just let
There
it dry.
should probably be a warning sign or at least something.
Okay,
And those shoulders are still soft as hell.
okay.
I can,
Kelly, go ahead.
Jennifer called me and Jennifer Works called
Yeah.
and said that, they are closing 2 roads, whatever that means somewhere, and they will fit us in between times. And that they will definitely come back and do what they need to do to the sides of the roads. Cause I was concerned too with the sides. I'm like, oh God, they're not leaving it like that, are they? So it's definitely not done yet. So they will be back before snow flies. Those are my words, not hers. And yes,
Okay,
it
what are
is,
they gonna do about the dust?
I don't know.
That's not their,
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably,
that's not their issue.
Okay, what are we gonna do about it?
The only thing we can do is calcium chloride, and that's a double-edged sword.
I understand that, but
You
right
just
now it's dangerous as
get a
hell
water,
driving down.
get a water
I-
tank,
Please.
get a water tank, put calcium chloride in it and spray it on the road. That's it. I'll give you the water
Try
tank.
to raise your hand, please.
I'll give you the water tank.
Okay.
How's that?
So, no time frame on that, just before snowfall?
that was that's my words, before snow flies, but she said they'll be back.
Okay.
But no, there was no specific time frame, just that she wanted to let me know that,
And we only gave them one payment so far.
yes, there's another payment on here.
Okay, so maybe we don't do the other payment definitely until they come back.
It's still for work that they
It's
haven't been
already-
paid
It's already
for,
been
it's already
done.
been done.
Okay,
Yeah.
And there's still more that they haven't, there's probably another 40 or 50,000 that they haven't billed for yet on what's been done.
okay.
Okay.
But I will say, living on the Bonnie Terre as well, the traffic is out of control. now. Fast
Yeah.
and a lot. There's no fewer than 3 different FedEx trucks every single day. There are people, there's logging trucks that go down there now. There are people hauling trash, there's people hauling campers. There is a constant stream of heavy traffic. People with, equipment on behind their, big equipment they're hauling, they're using it as a shortcut. Have you seen it? I mean, you're a little more off the road than me,
I'm
but.
off the road, but I can sure hear them gearing down.
Oh my God, it is dump trucks. Everybody, I think they're using it now as a, shortcut.
Yeah,
They don't have to go all the way around.
Yeah.
So that's going to deteriorate the road
even faster.
way faster than just the few people. So I don't know what can be done about that.
Question
Put more
for,
potholes in.
Yep, that's, I would say go, if that's what it's gonna be, I would choose the mud over what's happening right now. I would
I
say,
would too.
yep, mud it back up.
The other thing I would say is those shoulders, I don't know if you've driven that road, but those shoulders, the mailman pulls to my mailbox and he sinks right in that far.
yeah,
Somebody's gonna roll over on that thing, and so you ought to at least post it.
Can-
That works out, at least
Road
post it.
commissioner?
Say again,
Can you post that as road commissioner? Is that something we do?
post it, saying what?
Soft
shoulder
shoulders.
beware.
Yeah, soft
something.
shoulders.
Stay out,
soft shoulders?
local traffic only. Must have a key to go any further.
Is that
That's
something
over,
that
it comes out on
Yeah.
137, goes around.
stick a sign
Yep,
up
yep,
so we don't
nope,
sue?
logging trucks, I've seen 2 or 3
Liquor
Go ahead.
loaded.
Can you temporarily put a sign that says local traffic only?
Can you put a weight limit on it? Because it might be destroyed in the base.
I think we probably can do whatever we want. I don't think the sheriff's department's gonna come out and police it. That's,
You could put a sign up, no truck heavier than 25,000 pounds. And that would eliminate a lot of your traffic.
You couldn't have garbage trucks or anything
Yeah.
go through there then.
Yeah.
Fire truck weighs more than that, twice
Well,
that.
that's an emergency vehicle, those are exempt.
Those are exempt.
All those are exempt.
Well,
But
Oil-
your
oil
garbage
trucks.
truck,
We should look into
For
this.
commercial traffic.
Again,
Let's get the
no,
improvements
nobody's gonna
finished.
enforce it.
right,
You're gonna call the sheriff's department and they're gonna be, what do you want us to do about it? That's what they're gonna say. And by the time they get there, they're already gonna have gone through and they're gonna be gone.
Well, that's true, but if you post it, and let's just say that a sheriff is right behind the truck, and he's fully loaded, you're in trouble.
Well, that's best case scenario, yeah.
Best
Go ahead,
case
go ahead, sir.
Is there a speed limit? Because I don't know of any
Two
sign.
roads, just 2 roads, Birch's Road and
Yeah.
that shot, Pond Road, 203.
Oh, the Dutton Pond Road.
Yeah, the one right up the street here, goes to Brooks,
Ellis
School
Pond.
3, yeah.
Ellis Pond.
and it's only
Oh,
a
okay.
short distance. That's the only 2 that are posted.
I mean, we learn in driver ed that there's an implied speed limit on all roads.
Right,
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
State law reads, on a non-bituminous surface road, the speed limit is 45 miles an hour.
45, that's still too fast.
That's too
But that's
fast
again,
on your
if
road,
no
that's too
one's,
fast.
if no cops are on the road, people are still
Is
gonna
it
go
dirt?
faster, I mean,
It's
that's
dirt.
hard to do.
Yeah.
Maybe we could,
I think
Yeah.
30
Look into
is
posting
I
it.
do.
35
I couldn't
is
see
more
from
Look
here.
into
realistic, and that
signage,
would
do we
be
have
some
signage?
places.
Well,
Coming
you know,
down that
they-
road right
Do we
now.
have signage, Tom?
When there's a question, they do it immediately.
Is that something we can get, or do we get?
Alvin must have signs.
For sign?
Oh.
I think he's got safe notice.
I can't hear the select board over the chatter.
We can calm down some
Already.
Thank you.
That would do it.
So maybe I can, one of us, I can call Alvin and see if he's got any signs maybe kicking around.
Sure.
Local traffic or road calls.
Yeah, or local traffic or soft shoulder. I think that's what we'd be after.
Okay.
I'll check with Alvin.
Sure.
I have his number.
Yeah.
Great.
I'll give him a call.
His number.
Great.
I'll see what I can come up with.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else on roads?
I'd just like to say thank you for whoever is making it so that when you go off of East Waldo Road onto the tar in Belfast, you're not ripping your car apart. I figure somebody went down there and took out the big fist-sized chunks of rock and put in some packing gravel, and it's
Is that you?
probably the first time in the about 30 some odd, more than 30 years that I've lived there. So,
Did you do that,
thank
Tom?
you.
Thank you.
I don't want that to go unnoticed and unacknowledged.
Awesome.
All right, so moving on to dressing officer, which is me. So I recently got a call, well, actually it was a text, from a guy named, I forgot my phone in the Jeep, Caleb. He is building a house, he's putting a house lot in on Savage. So he is, actually I got notes right here. So he is between box 265 and box 268. So from his, say this is his new driveway, so 265 is down here, 268 is up here. So there's 400 feet, I wheeled it with our measuring wheel, and there's 360 feet between this one. This is box 265, this is box 268 with 700 feet between them.
There should be 14 in between.
So what I think I'm gonna have to do, and I'm gonna call to make sure I'm okay to do this, I'm gonna temporarily give him a box number, because he's gonna have to get cement delivered, he's gonna have to get building materials delivered. I'm gonna temporarily give him 267. And I'm gonna make it very clear to him that it's probably gonna have to get changed.
It's not just him, because.
No, I'm getting into, I'm leading to that.
Have to be renumbered.
So I think basically the whole road, I'm gonna have to renumber the entire road because it is so messed up.
Probably.
700 feet
Also,
between
are these two
260.
on the same side?
What's that?
Evens and odds on the same side?
Evens go on the right, odds on the left.
Right, I was just for the
Right.
drawing, I was
Right.
wondering
I
if
don't
you,
remember.
are they on?
I think it's evens on the right, odds on the left.
Yeah.
Is
And,
that one property owner owns that 700 feet?
say that one more time.
One property owner owns that 700?
No, that's multiple property owners.
Okay,
That's just between the box 265 and the box 268, there's 700 feet of road frontage on both
Multiple.
sides.
people own the property
That's right.
in between.
Yep.
So that's how many boxes you're gonna have to accommodate.
It's every 50 feet. Every 50 feet is a new
It'll have to
box.
be renumbered.
50 feet on this side, 50 feet on this side, 50 feet on this side, 50, yeah. No, so the whole road's gonna have to get renumbered.
Right.
Because it's
Definitely.
just too, it's way out of whack.
You're gonna be loved.
Yeah.
I've done that, I know how bad it is.
So I'm gonna have to give him, I'm not, it's probably not gonna happen this year. Before the first of the year, I'm assuming it'll be a springtime thing. Is when I will get to renumbering it. But I'm gonna give him, probably 266, cause he's on the right from the end of Orr's Mill. So I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on with that. Other than that, everything else is other business, so, yeah. So, does anybody else have anything to say, any questions or anything about addresses? Okay, moving on. Now we're on to snow plowing. And Tom, I'm gonna let you take the lead on this snow plowing.
Earl, yes,
What do you want?
well, the sand was, last year's bid was 17, the other guys. If I could get 1550, I'd be happy. I think I'm at 12 something now. Been that way for a couple of years, 2-3 years. What's the cost? And you can go haul it and dump it. So, a lot less work.
Yep.
Good work.
$15.50 a yard.
And then the plowing, that was like at 86, 80 last year. If I could get like around 80, I would be happy. A mile,
80 a month.
8,000 a mile. I think last year's bid was, the other one, the only other one bid was like at 86, 80, I think, last year.
I don't see it.
About everybody's almost 10,000 a mile now.
But you like us so much, you wanna give us a bargain?
Because there's a lot of dirt roads, so. I had one fan hub snap the bolts off, well, you guys know how bad it is.
That sucks.
Just as rough, potholes, don't matter, you grade them.
That's just his.
You won't get no
contract,
rain
that's
now,
yours.
but soon you grade in the fall.
That wasn't the
Oh,
bid
Right
that
afterwards,
was
it'll
submitted
start
last year,
raining
that's just
every
his
other day.
contract.
Yeah.
That's why you.
2 weeks' time, you got the potholes back, and then you gotta drive on them all winter.
So how much did you say per month?
Right.
8,000.
So we've got 20.74 miles, and it says $6,277 per mile.
Last year.
Right,
And the only other one that bid against me, he was at 86.
oh, okay, but that wasn't you were
Right,
talking
no,
about, okay.
no.
So you're talking 8,000 mile.
Right,
Okay, all right.
Instead of 62.77.
right. Just everything's going up.
And how many yards of sand do we usually go through?
We put up 15, you can only hold like 1,500.
1,500.
Halfway
Usually
through, we have to do
before,
it again.
before the spring, you gotta put like 500 yards or so, 500 to 1,000, whatever. You never know. You always gotta put up some because it's, but that's common on every city of Belfast has put up some.
Did you get a chance to go down there and scope it out? You got an idea how much is left?
Not much.
No, not much, okay.
In the same yard. Oh yeah, we were just there this morning. That much.
There's not much. I just glanced at it last week, I forgot
And you will be able to
week
pull the
before.
remainder away from the wall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did put it away.
So is it up for negotiation at all, or you just, that's what you're looking for, and that's it?
It's pretty much gonna be pretty close to that, just 'cause I figured the fuel's gonna go down, but that hasn't gone down. Not enough to,
Oh, it's down some.
down a little bit, but, you know, when fall comes, it's gonna be creep right back up. I figured it would go down a lot more than what it has, but,
So have you got a total?
whatever.
Wow,
Well, that's
Whichever.
160,000.
I don't have my calculator.
I gotcha.
Shut my phone off, 'cause last time I did it, I had the volume down, it was still ringing, so I didn't want to interrupt.
2.74.
165,000.
And that price does not include the salt.
Right.
The salt we pay by separately.
189 and 70. Plus salt.
Usually you get 3 loads of salt for, which is bare minimum, so. Most of the towns put a little, quite a bit more, but
So we don't re-put this out to bid, we're just contracting with you because you've already done it. And we're just re-upping your contract, right?
Can be done
Well,
once.
I mean, we put it up a bit, but last year it was 8,600, so. For the 1 year.
Yeah, next year it has to go back.
I see.
So do we want to? Mull this over?
Yeah, I don't wanna bend you over, but if we're gonna pay that much, I want it guaranteed for 3 years.
I mean, I can maybe cut it a little bit, but I don't know. About 7,700 a mile.
So going up only 1,000 per mile, roughly, instead of 1,500 per mile.
The sand, I mean, I was doing it so cheap that it didn't even make sense. I mean, the sand last year was, the only other bid you got was $17 a yard. So,
Okay.
that was last year's bid, so bid it out. I'm sure it's gonna be more than that. That's why I said, they do it for $15.50, but
7,700 mile times.
takes a lot. Times you make the same, screen it, truck it, 2-piece equipment down here, one pushing that, one loading salt on.
20.74.
The only reason why I want to do sand is if I'm plowing this road. If I wasn't plowing the roads, I wouldn't even bother bidding on that sand. But I've had times before where people hauling dead sand and you're shoveling down out of the chute. Otherwise than that, if I ain't plowing your road, I want, it'd be $20, $25 a yard for your road sand. When you can go haul it for $18, $19, $20 a yard and dump it
Plus
2 inch, the screen's way quicker.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason why I keep the price down, because I don't wanna be shoveling chutes, paying guys to sit there and scrape it out of the chute.
182. Well, 183 basically.
Which account does that come out of?
It's on snow.
It's home, okay. So
See,
we'll
the
put that.
separate, isn't it?
No, it's in that too.
How's it?
Yeah.
What's gone up so much that justifies the increase? That's a big increase.
Well,
That's 30,000.
only 30,000, and you got 6 months worth of work. Basically, starts in November usually. That's the cutting edges, we already got a notice on them again, they're going out. Guys' labor.
We'll get back to
And
that.
then Farmers Almanac predicts more snow than
I saw that.
today's.
They do that every year.
We'll get back to you. We'll get back to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Any questions about the plowing contract from anybody? No? Okay. All right, so
I'm familiar
now,
with it, so.
You wanna plow, Gary?
What's that?
You wanna plow?
Do I wanna plow? No. I mean, I can make up a truck, but no.
So-
I'm gonna spend my time in warm weather.
so now I'm gonna turn things over to Herb.
Yep.
With the school withdrawal committee.
Sadie asked me to mention that Tom, Sadie, Steve and I met last week. And she couldn't meet tonight because she meets at Stockton Monday nights. But she's ready to send
Proposal.
the agreement, the withdrawal agreement to Bill Kelly to have him look it over and complete it. And she'll ask him, or she has asked him for a quote before he starts it. And he'll not contact Tom with the quote, cause Tom's on the board, and Sadie and I are. When Sadie and I met with him several months ago.
With Bill?
Before the, with Bill.
Okay.
Kelly, before the, vote and the public meeting, he did look it over, he said, oh, it's the same as Frankfurt, it's not a big deal, but it has to, you have to go through and make sure there's no changes and
Right.
stuff. So, I don't expect it to be a huge cost, but he'll contact Bill, and Tom, I'm sorry, before he starts it.
Okay.
Perfect.
And that way we'll have it coming from the lawyer.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we would have to send it to him if we filled it out ourselves, and he's gonna have to look it over,
Right.
so he might as well.
Right.
And he has to go by state statute, so.
Yep.
It's- The only thing that Sadie has added is that there'll be some kind of an agreement between District 3 and Belfast, so people for so many years could send their kids with superintendent
Grandfathered.
agreement.
Yep, yep.
If they're in 8th grade now, they
Yeah.
might wanna finish.
Yeah.
And so that she made sure the superintendent agreement would happen.
Awesome.
There wouldn't be no transportation, but
Right,
you'd have that.
right, they'd have the right to go.
Instead of applying and
Right.
trying to argue,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
that would happen, so.
Do they have any numbers yet on how much it will cost to go to Belfast?
No, that's a
That's
ways
a
away,
ways away.
yeah.
Okay.
And it's 2 years out, I mean,
Right.
Yeah, yeah, nothing, yeah.
Not tomorrow.
but it takes, you gotta go through this process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do we have an idea, I know originally we had talked about voting in November, I
No,
assume
that's not gonna happen.
So
It
it
would
would
be
be maybe
June.
next year,
It'd be June,
of next
yeah,
year?
yeah,
Oh, okay,
We don't need the time on this.
Oh.
Do it this
yeah.
way.
okay, that's fine. I just was
June, the
wondering when we
earliest,
would see.
earliest would be
Oh,
June.
okay, so
It might
May
be
not.
later, yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Good?
Yeah.
Anybody got any questions about the school withdrawal? No? Okay. Moving on to,
I do.
Go ahead.
One more, sorry.
yeah, no,
So we can't meet with Belfast until this.
gets gone
until
over
this-
by.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect.
And one more time, you probably already said, when was Bill gonna look at it?
She's supposed to drop it off today, but.
Oh, okay,
I'm
so
not
soon.
sure. Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
all right, cool, excellent. Okay, moving on.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to cleaning, and this is for,
The building here.
yeah, the office part and the gymnasium part. You got any thoughts?
Yeah, I made an offer to you. I understand there's some conditions that the board talked about as far as, a maximum annual, I guess. I don't know, so I don't really have any kind of a information on what I haven't seen any job description.
Okay.
I'm very interested in doing it because I've been interested in doing it enough over the years to have brought my own vacuum cleaner in here several months ago. I also, yeah, you know, note many things that need repair. I can give you a little bit of information that might give you confidence that I'm capable.
I'm pretty sure you're capable.
Well, you know, I was a housekeeping manager in a resort that had 144 units,
Yeah, okay.
among other things. I also started out there as a housekeeper, so I have plenty of, other than my 73 years, I have plenty of experience.
Okay.
So, and I'm reliable.
So I was kind of thinking maybe both of you guys, and I have it written down here to ask you if that's doable. Can we start out with 15 to 20 hours devoted, like per month? Is that
That's
okay?
fine with me. What was your hourly rate? I'm sorry.
15.
And I'll meet
We
with
provide
Jen
the
to go over
products.
what supplies she'll need.
Yeah.
Because our previous person brought their own,
Mm-hmm.
so we can figure that out easy enough.
So can we start out with 15 to 20?
Sure, I was
And-
thinking that we should start out with some kind of a number to
Yeah.
figure out what it really is gonna require. Obviously, in the wintertime with mud and everything else,
Yes,
there may be more, or if there's heavy activity in the.
that's
in
right.
the
So
room, there may
this
be
is
more.
what we'll start out with,
Okay.
but we can adjust it.
Okay,
You know,
That's
going
fine.
for, after the first month or two,
Yeah.
you get an idea.
I'm satisfied.
We can adjust it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay?
Yeah, fine.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. So
Very reasonable, thank you.
make a motion to have Jen do the town office and gymnasium cleaning going forward.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Okay. Kelly,
So, will you be a contractor or an employee with
And
any
it's
payroll?
subcontractor.
So you will get a 1099?
That's fine.
Okay, I just,
I don't cheat on my taxes.
no, I just wanted to, you know, in,
Yeah, not employee.
okay. All set?
Good,
Cool.
nice.
Excellent,
I'm
thank you.
looking forward to it.
We are too.
Right here, even right here.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. So moving forward on, what's that?
Sorry.
Building audit?
Yes, so, we met this morning, Tom, Kelly, and myself, with the structural engineer. He checked out the sand shed and said basically because of the shape of the building and where the sand is pushing so far along the edges, it's causing some crackage on the sides. It's something that we can fix pretty easily with, what did he call it, a basement?
If we
Cement.
have dug hydraulic cement on
Yes.
the cracks, and then a sealant compound
Thankfully,
afterwards.
it's nothing major, basically, but he said,
And afterwards, that's one of the things I wanna get with you, they said on the east side, we could raise the ground level up against the pad probably another foot anyway, so there's only a foot between the eaves and down, and if you're gonna be in there and you're gonna have a loader there, you might just as well be the one to do it.
if you
If
want
you're
to, I'm
agreeable.
sure we can look at
We'll
other
work it
people
out.
if you're too busy to.
We're talking on the
What
exterior.
building is that?
This is the
Exterior, yeah.
sand
the
shed,
sand shed.
it's down here, sand shed.
Oh, the sand shed.
So, basically, he's also saying if we can keep it to the fill line, it's gonna prevent this from happening further, just again because of the shape of the building, it's pushing too hard in that area.
It's nothing to do with the salt that's chewing the concrete out like every sand shed that's got
This is what
replaced.
he
Yeah,
said.
some, but that's not.
That's why the state's redoing all the bridges because
Yeah.
of the salt.
That's not what was causing the cracks
Yeah.
initially though. Even if we ended up going with 1,300 yards initially and going with a little bit more in the spring, if we can keep it below the fill line. I know you don't have, or you probably
That's what
do
we
have,
try to do anyway.
but
Sure.
don't wanna
When
bring
you're up on the
the,
dozer, and that's,
right,
Yeah,
pile
Try
it
to
up higher
keep
in the
it-
middle, and keep it away
right.
from the sides.
yeah,
that's what we try to do.
But we're waiting for an official report. from him
yes,
first.
and he will have that done hopefully next week, and then we can
So,
continue on finding, if Doug wants to do the replacement or whatever, then we can find who's gonna do it. While he was here, we asked about the project at the front door, the drainage, all of that, what was easier, he said, really, if you move the door, you're probably going to run into the same issue, because the ground level isn't really any different.
Yeah.
So the
I
best
agree.
case scenario is put in a French drain.
Yeah.
Or
Swale.
swale, and we can put that out. I asked the state, we don't need an RFP for that, we can just go ahead and solicit people, call around, find out. Any project going forward, we don't need to put an RFP out unless it is like a huge town job, like plowing, mowing, something like that. But if it's fixing something, MMA said we do not need to put that out to bid. So that's what I have on building audit.
Okay.
If we wanna go forward and continue to now try to find people to give us estimates for putting in some sort of drainage.
Okay, and it sounds like if Doug's willing, he would be
He'd be the one to do the exterior work.
capable
Yes.
of the sand shed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing difficult.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it was something he's like, you could do this at home with a kit, like
Okay.
from Home Depot, basically.
Weed whacker
Something
and
small.
hydraulic cement and
Do you guys still have that card that I gave you for the guy for excavation out front, for the drain?
I don't know which one of us took it, but it was on the
If
table.
not,
last
the gentleman who gave you the card is here and he could get you his stuff.
Oh, okay, great. Lovely.
That'd be Mike, sorry.
Oh, I was like, who's the gentleman? Hey, Mike.
Yeah,
But I
do
do-
you have any more cards for your nephew that you had brought in for the capital
I can get you
excavation?
one.
Okay,
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you.
that'd be great.
Any questions on, I know there probably isn't on the building audit, but I gotta ask. Doesn't look like it. Okay.
It's some age, you know.
On to mowing. So I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago, maybe longer, and it would be a good idea to have, you know, if we're gonna put it out to bid, which we are, to have people come down and kind of get a feel for it now, rather
Absolutely.
than
Yeah.
in
when
spring.
there's
Yeah.
snow on the ground.
Yeah.
We
So,
need to do it earlier rather than later.
okay,
And remind me, so it's how many cemeteries and where are they located?
It's on the contract,
Yeah.
The mowing contract?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
Yep,
have,
there's 5 cemeteries
Five.
together.
and then fire department, town
department.
office.
Right.
Yes.
that's it. And it's just the town office she doesn't do beyond these trees.
right.
So it's basically the circle and to the right as you're facing it.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So, my only question is, did we put the mowing contract in, not we, before me, did they, Herb, in the paper, in the newspaper?
You can,
A
it's been a long time.
ago.
Long time ago?
Yeah.
Okay. We can do that? Okay.
I think it would be worth, getting as many people
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
see it as
Yeah.
possible.
We can also look up online local people who do the mowing and things and contact some of them if we want.
Okay. So we can do that, we
Sure.
can ask
Where it's an
people.
RFP.
Yeah.
Well,
Mhm.
for large jobs like this, MMA was saying that we should put it out to bid, so I don't
Absolutely,
know.
put it out for bid, but make sure certain people know.
Yeah,
Okay, yes,
Okay.
yeah,
So that they can
but not
see
like
that.
just saying, hey, come on over.
Okay.
Yeah,
Jen?
Are you talking about the contract for next year?
Yes.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
2026.
So, okay, so that's good.
Who will work on getting that, the specs? Somebody's gotta write up the specs for what you want to put out to bid.
Right,
You have to have all of that written down.
So like a job description
Sort of, yeah.
and what's expected,
Will-
how often.
will they need to know acreage?
I think probably what would do is that the town of Waldo is seeking bids to mow 5 cemeteries, the town office and the fire department. Go online or contact the town office, and then there we will have the specific specs.
Oh, okay.
So it's not wordy, it's just
Yeah.
looking for.
I see,
Is that
okay.
something you're comfortable with, Diane?
Yeah, that's fine.
You already know some of that as well?
Yes and no. I haven't really had to deal with it previously, but, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it's already in the contract for
Yes.
this
Yeah.
year. So maybe if we review, modify, maybe work with the cemetery committee to see if there's anything extra that is needed or
Yeah.
things that maybe don't need to be done anymore.
Yeah.
And then I can have that as my reference to go by.
That'd be great.
Yeah, 'cause
And that would be fine with me.
Okay.
And then, I guess once we put it out to bid, or once you guys get ready to put it in the paper, we can determine what date the bids will need to be in by.
Yep.
And, I mean, they can come here and get the paperwork.
So before the next meeting, would you be comfortable finding out what the cemetery committee has for you in putting up
Yeah,
a
I'll
job
look at
description? Okay, awesome.
Jen, go ahead.
I can answer that right now. We developed, after doing research around towns our size and whatnot, I'm Jennifer Pierce, I'm the initiator of the cemetery committee. We've been at it for 5 years.
Okay.
We drew up a very extensive job description or a request for proposal, if that's the way it was directed at someone.
And that's what I used in the contract, you did a good job.
So the committee's still very active, and we did very much, if there may be a couple of things we need to add to that based on some things that have happened this year.
Okay.
That we would want to address, and we will be having a meeting again in a couple of weeks, and we can talk about that, to get that information to you in a timely way, if you still want our input on it.
Absolutely.
I do want to say one other thing about the cemetery that the board should know, is that it appears that the separate work and materials contract for dealing with the area that was cut in Paul Cemetery last year was never done, okay? It was never completed, it was never fixed by the current contractor. And I went over there a couple days ago and picked up all the big sticks and everything. There's grass, there's weeds, there are trees growing back up in it, there's sumac growing back up in it. There's no sign in any time that I or any of the other, there's two other cemetery committee members have ever seen any sign of any work being done there. And it requires some small equipment to level the ground again, and whatnot. So I picked up all the sticks so that if people were walking there, they don't threaten to break their necks and a few other things, yesterday or the day before. So you need to know that if you've been billed for that, there's no sign that work was done.
Yeah, she billed us a while ago for that.
Yeah.
For that?
Yeah.
There was like an $800 bill, because I
I
scrutinized,
remember the loan and.
cause how much the loom was and everything, and I'm like, there's no way that much, and.
There's
and
no sign that any loan was put over anything over there that I've seen.
It was a while ago too.
It was a while ago.
It was before.
Maybe
Well,
May.
whatever, you've already paid for it, but whatever the case, I don't think you should pay for anything like that in the future if someone doesn't go out and visually
Yep.
see that it's been
Yep,
done.
I've been,
Okay, I'm very
been
upset about it
saying
because I was afraid that's what happened.
And this is why it's gonna go out to contract.
Right, it's also why we need a sexton next year.
We wanted to put it out to contract we just
I know,
ran out
I
of
know,
time.
I'm very aware of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I hear ya. We hear ya.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else ongoing contract? Any questions? No, okay. Credit card processing. Anything?
The only thing I have is I spoke with Donna again today, and the treasurer or someone that works easiest for you, because you're already doing your financials. Even a bank is going to ask for the person on the account has to give their social security number, so as long as you're okay with that, that's the only thing that's the holdup for that.
oh yeah, I know. Yeah,
Okay.
we have been talking to her extensively. I've got my social security number for the town on everything.
Everything.
Okay,
And remember, we went round and round. I did it for things that are imperative that the
Yeah.
town do.
Yeah.
The grants, the bank accounts, the credit card we use.
Yep.
QuickBooks we needed it,
Yep.
the payroll, all of that. And I have no assurances, no guarantee that my identity's not gonna be stolen. I've got my social, I think I'm taking way too much risk. I would prefer not to. I've got it out there on things that are necessary. So I would prefer to be at no more risk.
but you don't feel that credit card processing is necessary?
No, I don't think it, I mean, I'm not saying it's, like, we need a bank account, we have to have a bank account. We needed to receive those ARPA funds, we had to, well, we didn't have to, I guess we could have turned away $100,000, but things like that, I have it on,
And I don't think that's how you feel, it's just that
Right.
Kelly's not comfortable with her.
right, it's out there
Social
on
Security
everything, and I
number
have
being put
no
out there
assurances that I am protected.
Yeah.
Okay,
So if somebody else wants to, they can, we can put your number down, that's fine.
right, it's just where we're only serving small terms and I don't do anything with the money. That was kind of like, it's kind of pointless to put someone who's not gonna be dealing with the money, and again, that's what I was saying with Donna, is whoever's gonna be the treasurer, maybe the clerk, but she said most case scenarios it's the treasurer, because again, you're dealing with the money.
And I don't think you have to deal with the money, I can still deal with it and do everything, it's just that
They wanna see. a
somebody else
person.
needs to be at risk,
Right,
yep.
right,
I mean,
right.
I think we need to share in the wealth a little bit.
Okay. Then that's, I guess, up for discussion as to who wants to be that person, but I think where the select board turns over seemingly a lot more often, that's going to run into a lot more problems if you have a select person.
And that's the other thing, I have no
That's it.
assurances that once I'm not treasurer, that my numbers and my identity is wiped from everything. In this day and age, I don't think it's fair to me to put my personal bank account and my personal home and family at risk for this. That's how I feel. I think I've got it out there on enough stuff, and I don't know, I mean, the bank already has it, so this is sort of redundant to me. But I'm not against the credit cards,
Right.
by any means.
So then in that case,
I'm
where our
protecting
bank
myself.
already has your information, if you wanna re-follow up with them as to getting credit card processing, so you don't have to put it out there one more time, then we could do that, where they already have your information.
Okay.
It's not like
Yep.
I'm married to Donna,
Yep.
it's just she
Yep.
gives great
Yeah, no,
customer
she does,
service.
yeah, she does. I
And
could
it's
see-
free.
Yeah, I totally saw that, and I thought she was great on the emails,
But
I
if-
thought she would be super easy to work with
She's,
and nice, and that
Yeah.
it was gonna, I mean, she's ready, she's
Yeah.
ready to roll.
and where we already have a lot of like customer service problems, I felt like she would be a good fit,
Yeah.
because we'd be able to get an answer right
Yes,
away.
right away.
And not have to wait like, oh,
Yeah.
until Monday to
Right.
get an answer from the bank. Also, the bank sells it to a third party anyway, so your information's been sold to that person anyway, that party anyway. But if you're more comfortable with that, I still think the town should be taking credit cards, so.
Yeah, totally.
That's just my personal opinion.
Why don't you ask if they could use the EIN?
They can't,
They
I already
can't.
asked, they can use the EIN, but they also need an account holder,
Yep.
a person, an actual person that they can talk to that is responsible for the account.
Yeah, I've
They
gone
need an
around and
account
around with
holder.
the federal government, the state government,
I already asked
MMA,
that question today.
all the treasurers around, nobody likes it, everybody,
And every town has this, so
Yep.
someone, usually the
Yep.
treasurer, is
and
taking,
they're not happy about it.
Right.
It's a chain that goes around all the time, that's like, do I really have to do this again?
Yeah.
Like, how do we get away from this, that I shouldn't be personally responsible, that, you know,
Yes.
it's my money
Yep.
that this could be stolen with identity theft and whatnot.
yeah,
Um,
so if you.
So if any of you guys want to, or Diane wants to, wants to put their numbers, and I can still deal with the money, I'll do everything. It would just be your numbers up there.
Yeah, and again, where you already have it at the bank, maybe we could just have you follow up with them about what their machine will cost.
Are you,
Yeah.
is that
Yeah, as long as they don't need it again for a different person.
okay,
That if whatever I have to sign doesn't include my social again.
So then let's at least maybe table it till next time and have
Okay.
Kelly follow up and find out with the bank an offer, how much it's gonna cost, if they're willing to take all credit cards, if it's gonna cost us anything and how much.
are you okay doing that?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
like I said, as long as I don't have to do it again for something else, like the bank's not like, well, we've got it, but this person needs it too. Hate to,
All right.
but I'm not gonna have,
Fine.
Dave's right here.
Okay,
Dave's right here.
Hmm?
Dave's right here.
oh,
Friggin' Dave. You've been here a little
Yeah.
while anyway.
Yeah.
Snuck in.
Anybody have any questions about credit cards?
About what?
The town accepting credit card payments.
Oh,
I don't have a question about that, but we did find the card.
Oh, great,
That I had
awesome.
given you guys.
it's right here.
It was sitting on the windowsill.
Perfect.
So you don't have to bring another card, Mike.
okay, so, any other questions on that? No, okay, you already asked that. Number 12 is complaints. Go
I
ahead.
can start. So, I'm sure everyone knows the gentleman that lives on Waterville Road with the N-word all over his property. You can't miss it, driving by. The sauna maker,
Got it,
it's been wildly inappropriate. I understand that everyone has the right right to freedom of expression and freedom of speech. He lives across the street from a black family, which is extremely hard for them. And my brother-in-law and niece have to drive by it every day on the way to and from home. I called MMA and spoke with them. Their legal team is now looking into it because hate speech is different than freedom of expression. So the complaint I got was, what can we do about the signage? Unfortunately, it's not a town-owned property, a state-owned property, so it's still technically this gentleman's personal property. However, we can also send whomever on the select board, multiple people of us, to try to talk with the gentleman, see if he's willing to take anything down before it goes further into a state issue. But as of right now, they're trying to find out the exact hate speech line, what those are, and if we have any lawsuit going forward with the gentleman.
What's posted on his property?
The N-word in lots of different
Expletive,
ways.
Yeah,
yes.
lots of different things, yeah.
Horrible racial
slurs,
slurs,
dear.
there's pictures of
Racial
monkeys
slurs.
hanging
Racial
on his
slurs, yeah.
mailbox. There's homemade monkeys hanging on his mailbox, there's dirty diapers hanging on his mailbox. If you read any of the signage, it's horrifying. And I feel extremely bad for the family that lives across the street also, that has to see this every day. And
That's a touchy issue, isn't it?
Yep.
That's in a free speech area.
right, so that's what we're talking about right now, which is what designates hate speech and what is
Do we
still
have a
free.
hate speech law in the state of Maine?
Yes, we do.
Well, then
and
you have to
MMA
bang it
legal
up to
team.
that. And
Right, so MMA's legal team, I don't know if you can hear me or not, is working on
Not
this
well.
issue.
because,
for us.
This room echoes.
Yeah. So they will hopefully be getting back to me this week. The woman is diving into a lot of different areas on this. And also recommended seeing if we can get Bill Kelly to do any sort of write-up for the gentleman as well, once we find out what the hate speech law is. That is my complaint.
I also looked into it and found the same thing she had, because I said, our code officer probably ought to do something, but
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
I appreciate you trying, but yes, it is very hard when, also, does anyone know this person?
I do.
Okay,
Diane, go ahead.
I wasn't gonna get into him specifically, but, I was just gonna say, I had also reached out to Kathy a while ago.
Yeah.
Our previous first selectman, to see, because this has been going on for at least a decade now.
okay,
And she said back when he first started doing it, she had reached out to try and find out what could be done about it, because there were a few people, they didn't really complain, they just said, is this even allowed? Like, have you seen this kind
Yeah.
of thing? So she looked into it, and she also worked with the police department, and they came back with, there was really nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, over time, he does take his signs down, and there will be like a 6-month period where there's nothing, and then,
He's in jail.
Is it?
He does, he goes to jail and they let him out, he goes back.
yeah, that's
sounds
not-
accurate.
That's not the only reason he takes it down.
No.
I don't wanna get into his personal business, he actually is a very nice gentleman. But he sometimes may hear something on the news or read something in the paper and kind of go off with it, and then will come back and, cause somebody he knows will be like, hey, that's not what that was saying, and he realizes, and then so he tries to redact what he did. Yes, well, so, I know, it's a weird situation, if you guys want to go over and speak with him, I think
Yeah.
that's fine, but you may want to take law enforcement with you,
Yeah.
just as a safety precaution. I don't know that anytime he's ever been in here, he's been very pleasant. Very, very nice, very kind gentleman, every time he's been in the office.
You're also white.
I am, but, I mean, he just, things that he says, like, he doesn't come across that way at all, but I think potentially having people come and tell him what he can and can't do on his personal property may make him defensive, so that's why I feel like law enforcement might be a good choice. But instead of going over by yourselves, if you decide to go that route.
I did speak with him,
Recently?
a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
And I don't think there's any hate speech there. I don't think he's directing it. He has an issue with some specific individuals. And that's what part of it is.
Not so much race, but the individual.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Well, it's a very race-driven word, it's not
It is.
like,
Can't help it.
You'll also,
In speaking with him, as soon as we mentioned the sign, he became very defensive. And it was, get out of here, you're done, go, leave now, out. I don't know if he has mental issues or not, or how you would even begin to diagnose them. I do know that people have taken some of his signs down, which has acerbates it, pisses him off to no end.
Yeah.
So he puts up more, he puts them up higher so that they can't be reached. And when we first started talking, he complained about somebody took his favorite stuffed animal thing off of his mailbox as well. And I think he doesn't need to be approached necessarily with law enforcement and pushed, perhaps just talked to. But I can't guarantee it's gonna do a lick of good.
I think until hearing back, I think that I'm absolutely, at least myself, with law enforcement, will definitely go over there.
Yeah.
If anyone else wants to join, great. But I think you're also at a place too where like, that's not, no one's gonna know how bad it feels to have a sticker that says, I hate Jews across from a Jewish person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to drive by something that's extremely a horrific word that in today's day and age, like, yes, there are a lot of people offended by every small thing, but this is something that's, in my opinion, just, it shouldn't even be a conversation anymore. It shouldn't even be something that we have to discuss. But a family lives across the street from that. And to also raise your children and say, nope, there are just people in this world who still have enough hate in their heart that you have to stare at that on your way to school. I think as a small town, most people think we don't care about that sort of thing, which is what came across in my email, and that makes me really upset.
So I did have one question. Is there any signage that points towards I hate said word? Or I saw the one where
Saying
he's basically calling himself?
yeah,
Or-
because his name is
John.
John, and it says N. John.
Neighbor John.
Is there any wordage that like focuses the word on anybody but himself?
Yes,
There is?
yes, yes.
Okay.
People's
There's
names up
multiple
there.
things, and then there's also.
Because when I drive by, I
Visually.
just
Keep
keep
the
on
other way,
saying
right?
it.
Right.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
But you're also
Represents
dealing
everyone.
with, every other week, he's got gorillas, monkeys hanging off of his mailbox.
I think you got the,
I mean,
you got the complaint,
he's clearly unhinged, but
right, I
at
think you
this
got the
point, we have to do
complaint,
something about it.
and you're taking care of it in the normal way, and I think that's,
We're taking all of the legal things, whether or not it comes down to it being considered hate speech, I don't know what it takes for something to be considered that. But I do think that we owe it to everyone to feel comfortable in their community.
And one thing, I don't know exactly how it all would work and how, like, what the process would be, but, I mean, at the end of the day, you could probably create some, if it's not considered hate speech and we can't get him to do anything about it, you could probably create some type of an ordinance
Yes, so
that
that
would
brings me,
limit and prevent certain things.
so that brings me to my next question was, if we had a sign ordinance in this town, and what is it?
We do not.
Okay. So we can make a policy, because that is according to, I don't wanna say it
You
incorrectly.
rattle this guy's cage, he's gonna push back even harder. He's gonna
Right.
put more signage up there,
Just be careful not to escalate.
because that's what's gonna happen.
Because you have different people, when you're dealing with somebody that's reasonable, it's one thing, but when you're
Exactly.
dealing with somebody that's not
Not
reasonable,
reasonable.
Exactly,
you can escalate and have something that you really didn't want.
Right.
correct.
You
But
get,
me,
you get into a constitutional issue, it's gonna cost this town a fortune. You don't want the AFL-CIO all over you.
yeah, I don't think we're gonna get into any sort of constitutional issue. I understand everyone has the right to free speech and freedom of expression, but
Hate speech
At
is
what
free
point?
speech.
does that line get crossed? And that's what we're trying to figure out right now with legal. But I can't open it in here because I don't have Wi-Fi. But the Maine legislation does have a sign policy for hate speech. So this specifically, we could enact a policy saying you can't have signs in this town that say blah, blah, blah. And that fixes the
Out
issue.
of you trying to find a definition, what really,
That's what she's working on, they'll give it
I
back to
have
her.
it in my email, it just won't
Oh,
open in
okay.
here.
okay.
Yep, she's-
But I'm happy
we're all-
to
we're all
share the
on it.
email.
Unfortunately, like you're talking free speech, like he could have the Nazi sign
Exactly,
at there and you could be offended by it. But
exactly,
he has every right to do it.
exactly.
And
That's what we're trying to figure out, is at
Exactly.
what point are you crossing, you have your rights, and now you're in the hate speech category. So
Yes.
that's what they're working on.
You'll get, yep.
I totally understand that everyone
and I
has
totally, it's
their right
it's
to
disgusting.
whatever they wanna do.
And
He's got a, he's got a
just-
Nazi
I
sign
just
out
ignore
there, it's
him. I
political.
just ignore him, and I understand.
There's nothing
I know.
there that's
It's
threatening.
across the street, it's
Right.
hard.
It's hard, and it's,
So,
I mean, it's hard when you have,
That can
I understand I'm emotionally
be a little
invested in
dangerous
this,
thing. Of course
more
you
so
are.
than most people,
Of course
but
you are.
I think that, you know,
And
It's
he's
worth
not
keeping
gonna do
going.
it.
Yeah.
And he's dangerous, I think, sometimes.
How old of a person is this person?
I have no idea.
I would say he's in his seventies.
Yeah.
He's an older gentleman. He's an old gentleman.
how far are the signs from the river?
Oh, they're right there.
Oh, they're right there.
Go down 137 sometime, Gary, you'll see them.
Can't miss them.
He's even got a four-wheeler.
You
You'd want to get in touch with Craig,
Yeah.
because we're working on the site plan
You know, the
ordinance,
Perfect.
and signs would be coming to that.
Awesome. I will get in touch with Craig on this issue.
If it's actually a policy, Kim, the board can make policies and they're different than the
Trees
law.
around there.
We can make a policy, and again, it's just something I'd like to put out there. I am still waiting on
Bunker buster.
a few more responses, but if by next meeting we could put it back on the list to potentially make a policy for this.
Okay,
So you guys are all writing, what are you writing down?
Our notes,
Okay.
just what needs to go on the agenda next time. Okay, was there anything else?
the only other thing was Westcott Stream, so I did get a follow-up to that as well. Called, MMA Legal has given me the answer that we can absolutely take that road over by eminent domain as the town, but we have to pay each resident for a parcel of their property, and then that road becomes our problem. To clean up, at this point, I would guess, it would be a DEP issue with,
Pay for a portion to make the road out of it?
yes,
Okay, all
because
right,
the
all right.
road isn't wide enough,
Yeah, yeah,
right,
yeah, I got you.
for a real road.
Well, it's,
Paying to buy a problem.
yeah,
Exactly, basically. They also said, again, it's code enforcement, keeping on them, whether it's every week, as often as you can, go there. Make sure they know they have to clean it up or they're gonna start getting fines, and whether they pay them or not is kind of a moot point, cause I feel like they're not gonna pay them,
But
but
do
at
we
least they
have-
still
do
start
we-
adding up.
I don't see that we really have a fine that covers that, do we? It's a nuisance.
I thought there was a state level fine that they could
A
get.
is there a health fine?
A health fine?
Yeah,
That I don't know, I haven't looked into that. I was
Okay.
down there a week ago.
There is a state level sign that rules junkyards and all that other stuff. And
Yeah,
they're very
just-
specific about how it has to be fenced off from
And
public
covered,
view.
right.
And the
Okay.
way,
Yeah,
so.
there is that.
so,
But it's 3 or more unserviceable vehicles on that.
That's not the only thing. It's also the vehicles that might be leaking chemicals into the ground.
Well, I
There's
guess
all
I
kinds
didn't
of-
see
all
that,
kinds
but
of-
yeah, I'll read address the law and see what I can do, 'cause I've dealt with that road for 2 or 3 years, and I've been down every week and talked to people, and they promised me the world. Some of them have done quite a job, and others haven't done much of anything.
Something needs to be done. We were called down there for a lift assist on the fire department.
Okay,
And we had to walk over garbage, a path that was just wide enough to get through on garbage. The guy was laying on the ground. We had to move garbage from around his head so he didn't get hurt. Something needs to be done for sure.
well,
That's
this
a
is,
health issue that we could address that as a
Yeah.
health issue.
so that's what MMA said, is to please address it as a health issue and find out where the human fecal matter in the road is coming from. Because
Okay.
is it a septic issue? How is it getting
Oh, I'm
there?
sure it's a septic issue, I'm sure there's none down there.
And they need to be fined for it,
But, well, that I can
unfortunately.
find under the plumbing code, but
Okay,
that's
Even if
one
they
reason
don't
I
pay
was
it.
here, I wanted to know how far you wanted to go on that road,
As-
because it's gonna be
I don't wanna speak for you
expensive.
guys, but
All
I
the way.
think we need to,
Huh?
at this
Go all
point,
the way.
go.
Well, I'm gonna have to have some legal advice to do things.
You can, yep, Bill Kelly can give us.
I just wanna know, that was one reason I wanted to come, cause that is an issue.
Yep,
Well, the state also, just for, somebody's gotta do the research, they offer funds for installing new septic systems for people who can't afford them.
They do and they don't. I don't know whether they do right now. They were, then they stopped, and whether they've started
Yeah,
again
well,
right now, I
You'll
don't know.
have to check
But
that
I'll
out.
look into this, but I didn't want to do a lot of work if no one says, no, I'm not gonna support that or whatever.
we really need it taken care of, it's the,
I will start this week.
we've had a lot of complaints about it.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Do you
Do
guys
I
have
have a-
anything to share about that,
I,
or to add?
no.
Okay,
I don't know if you'll change them. It's a way of life at this point.
Well, they just don't care.
No,
What are
they
you gonna
don't.
do?
And even if we take over the road, they're still gonna live the same way, and you're gonna have the same
Right.
problems.
You're gonna have the same problem
Except
because
for
they
much
don't
larger
care.
bill.
Jen?
I venture to say that if you take care of the road and make it a useful, passable road that goes back onto the East Waldo Road, is that what you're talking about, or a dead end?
no,
No.
not even making it
Just the
past
part where
where
they,
just.
because if you do anything to that road, that only makes it more inviting for more people to move down that way.
Well, the unfortunate part is, again, after checking with the state's legal services, even if we take this road on as a now town road,
Right,
we have to pay each resident.
right, I heard what you said earlier.
Right, so that could be $20,000,
You also have to pay for a survey.
$50,000 per person,
Yeah,
you
you
don't
have
know.
to pay for a survey to have the road taking surveyed out too, which
And
is
then
a
we
lot of money.
also have to clean that up,
Right.
and that's gonna cost the town
Yeah.
a
Once
lot
it's
of money.
established, then you have to build the road.
Yes,
Right.
so
Yeah.
all of
Right.
those things are going to
Yeah.
cost a lot of money. Sue?
Yeah, that road's gonna cost some money just to get it so you can pass on it without losing your teeth.
Yeah.
If you can take some time with Dave as a select board
Yeah.
and come up with where you want to end, what's the end here? Do you want to just have the sewage cleaned up, or do you want to maintain the road? What is the end and what are the steps to get there?
Yeah.
So Dave can have a picture of, okay, today they're getting served, the next time they go to jail.
I didn't know there was sewer down the road, I've never seen that.
Right,
so-
right,
So I
so,
haven't tried to address that, I would've jumped right onto that if I just saw that.
so I think clarity is key. You know, what does the board
Right,
want?
expectations, yeah.
Yeah, and then follow that.
That's the problem, I just, I go to all this work.
Right,
These people aren't gonna wanna do anything. How are we gonna handle it? What have we got to offer to get it happen? Cause they don't care.
right,
Yeah,
right,
We gotta make an
so I
assessment
think
first.
that we're gonna speak with Dave about that.
okay.
Are there
Yep,
children
no
living
problem.
up there? Are there
And
children?
animals.
I would guess, which is why, when I did call, I tried to save the town a small bit with the state taking over and then us getting fined for it as well, which is a possibility because it's such a health concern at this point. that if the state takes over, the town can get sued for this.
Big time.
So
Right.
this is
And
a
they
big
like-
deal,
I'm just wondering if there's
absolutely.
somebody going in there and taking those kids out of these.
CPS, animal control, all of those people should absolutely be called, but then now you're dealing with, okay, now the state's involved and the town of Waldo could be sued because we didn't do anything
Do
about
we
it.
have
There's
done
over 100
anything?
cats
Yeah,
out of
so-
there last year, 2
Yeah,
years ago.
animal control did take animals, the children who were living, CPS did nothing.
They
That's
Oh
don't.
my God.
horrifying, but as we know, we've seen a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
child cases in this state.
Yeah, but
They
from what I know, there was only one child who lived on the road and he just graduated high school,
Oh,
so
good.
I don't believe there are any more on the road at this time.
There are three little girls.
Oh, that's not part of that issue, that's technically on a separate road.
But you
it's
have to
off
go,
of that
you have to
road.
go,
Yes,
go
yes.
through there to get
Yes,
there.
but that family is not doing that.
No, they're not doing that, but the
Yes.
kids play there.
Well, and this
Yeah.
might be a question too for planning board, just in general, did they make it any further with the dog commercial business on that road?
They have not sought, the people that are interested in establishing, that business has not come back for a
Okay, great.
permit.
I saw
Good to
them
hear.
2 weeks and they were still interested.
Okay.
They wanted to know what I could do about it. No,
Oh.
nothing.
Start handing out fines, that's about it. So that is all I had for complaints and addressing complaints, unless anyone else
I
had
got a
any.
complaint.
Okay,
Okay. I would like to have the property tax assessments, when it's done, have it split up into 3 payments during the course of the year. On, say, like, it's due on what, October 20th? Say, I don't know, I'm guessing.
Last year it was due September 30th.
What's that?
September 30th.
September 30th?
Was
Split it up.
was last year. That
Right.
was last year's due date.
Right. Then we split that into a 3-tier payment system, because this is an elderly town. Okay, people, are, to put out large sums of money at once. And I propose that we split it up like Belfast does, like Milo does. They split it up into 2 to 3 payments for the property tax assessment. And whatever we get for a bill, it's due on, like I just paid a bill that due on the 15th, and the next one's due in January. And that's on a small piece of property I own in Florida. And everybody splits it up because they know people are retired, they're old, they can't take this massive payment done in one lump sum. You're gonna have people with late payments all the time. And you're gonna send them nasty grams, or you're just going to ignore it and they forget it. So there is a lot of benefit to splitting the property tax assessment up into 3 payments. And since that tax year is, like last year, is still not done until, what is this? Like you said, September 20th. And when that's done, 2025 will be done in September, and now we have to start paying on 2026. So when we start doing that, we'd like to be able to split it up. I propose we split it up into 3 payments. The due date, whatever, September 30th and January 1st, and say April 1st.
Can we make payments any time in the year on your tax bill? You can make
Sure,
payments
but
anytime.
if other towns have done it and split it up that way, it's beneficial for the town to do it. And it's beneficial for the population.
You still pay interest on the unpaid balance.
Oh,
So,
Unless you are making your payments like we have people who, I just took a large tax payment the other day where she paid half of what last year's bill was to get a head start on it, so that way when her tax bill comes out, she'll have less she has to pay. So she's beating having to pay interest by paying in increments. We have a few folks who come in and make a monthly payment to get ahead before the tax bill comes out. That way the burden isn't so much come September when you find out what the actual amount is for this year, and then you only have 30 days to pay it.
Right.
So, before interest accrues.
the thing is, that a lot of people hold mortgages, and the mortgage companies like to try to default and create escrow accounts for taxes that have not been paid.
well, you gotta pay your taxes.
What's that?
You gotta pay your taxes.
Well, you gotta do it, you know, I don't know about you, but I'm not rich like you, so.
You've got more money than I ever
Oh,
thought
yeah,
of
you
having,
think-
Gary.
you-
All right, so what I'm hearing is you wanna make a
Payment schedule.
payment, thank you, Tom. Payment schedule.
Three-tier payment
Yeah.
schedule.
So, I feel, Kathy, I mean,
That's all right. I'm not offended.
You look like your mother.
I'm not offended. I just wonder what that's gonna do to the,
Finances.
yeah, the finances,
Yeah.
that we wouldn't be getting as much in, and I wonder how many people are gonna forget to pay that extra payment. Are we
Well,
gonna
you
have to?
make the bill so it has two,
Right, but how many people are gonna remember that?
how many people are gonna pay the bill right up front?
About 70%.
Yeah, last year we
Yeah.
had the largest payment
Yeah.
before the.
And I'm not
we've ever
saying
had.
I'm against it, I'm
With
just,
these tax increases you just got, I got $1,000 increase, I couldn't afford it.
yeah, no, mine went up 40%.
Yeah.
My taxes went up 40%, and it
And
almost doubled. But I'm just,
Mine went up
Finance-
70, 80%.
I'm just saying finances, that's something else to think about. We would need to see if we're only getting a third of our commitment in, what's that gonna do to our bills?
Yeah.
right,
And are people gonna remember, are we gonna have to send out more postage
You'd have to
to
send out more.
remind people, don't forget April you do, don't forget January you do.
Right.
Our billing cycle comes in two in Belfast.
Right.
So we get one billing cycle in the spring, one billing cycle
So
in the
that
fall.
doubles your
There
So
it
you're-
is.
postage,
Exactly.
Which is-
and that's $500 or $600 to send out a time.
Yeah. And again, while we can consider this and talk about it,
Now,
don't forget,
Belfast does a two-tier system, Milo does a two-tier system.
yeah, so I'll try to speak up because I know you can't hear me. So we'll try to consider this, but also remember that your assessment went up, but your mill rate will come down after all the assessments are in for the taxes. Once the tax assessments are done in 27,
You know, that's a
The mill
promise,
rate will
that's a
come down.
promise you'll never keep, because
Well-
just like what's happened in the past, I was never given the homestead exemption, because I'm 73 years old, I wasn't given the
you
homestead
just have to
exemption.
fill out the application and
Well,
Diane
I
can
was
take it
told
for
I
you.
was already enrolled in it when I asked about it. Many times I came to the office, and I was told in the past that I had been enrolled. And then I found out when I called the property tax division up in Augusta, they told me, make sure if you're a military veteran to ask for the military veteran
Yeah.
exemption. And then if you're having problems making those because you're on a fixed income, you can call for an abatement through the state. And there's a phone number you can call through the state and fill out that form.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but this information is not given out to anyone, and it wasn't given to me, and you had a property tax assessment, and we checked it, and found out I didn't have it. And I've been told in the past I had it. So I've been years overpaying my taxes in Waldo.
Well, we're a new select board, so we're doing our best. Diane?
Also a new property tax.
Correct. I am new to property tax. One thing I can tell you is that if there are any exemptions that you have on your account, they would always show on your tax bill. So you would be able to tell without coming in. I know we recently confirmed when you came in last week that it was not on there. The applications for homestead have sat on the counter out there for many, many years.
Well, this,
It's not, can I finish, please? It's not it's not the tax collector's responsibility to tell you and to keep track of everybody who does or does not have one on their account.
Right.
Like for me personally, this is my first year that I'll be doing the tax collector position. I don't know if someone has resided in our town potentially for a full year to even qualify. So I wouldn't know when I'm mailing out the tax bills, oh, hey, they don't have one on their account. We should make sure they get that form. Because I don't know, maybe that's not their primary residence either. Maybe they received that in another town.
Right.
So it's not really appropriate, I guess, in a way. Unless it's someone who has been here and knows the resident specifically and happens to notice it. But I'll be very honest, with the amount of tax bills, the stack that was this big that Sandra mailed out last year that I watched her fold and put in envelopes, She wasn't looking to see if exemptions were applied to each one. She was looking to make sure the address lined up with the box when she folded it. I mean, there were just so many to do that, that's like a whole extra day and a half's worth project.
Well, how do you guarantee that if people did fill out the form, that is actually gonna get it then?
So when that happens, when you fill out the application, that goes to our assessors. So if you have completed it by the deadline, you have provided it to the assessor, and you get your tax bill, and it does not say homestead exemption or whatever exemption it is you're applying for, right on your tax bill, because you'll see it. It'll say land value, building value, overall value with the two combined, and then it'll say exemptions, and it'll have an amount, and then it'll give you a new valuation because it takes that amount off of your overall valuation that you're being taxed at. So if you fill these forms out by the deadline to apply it for that year, and then you don't see that on your bill, you come right in and you talk to me or the assessors, and we will get it corrected. But otherwise, I mean.
Well, I didn't know that I was not on the homestead exemption in this town. I didn't know, I thought I was. And I'm asking for an abatement. I can fill out the form, and then you're gonna have to formally deny me.
It's right on your tax bill, Gary.
Well, it
says
doesn't matter.
homestead
I mean, I'm
exemption,
gonna put
so
the
if you
abatement-
missed it, it's on you.
It's not on me.
No, the onus is always on the
When I was
property owner.
told,
If you were a veteran, she'd have no way of knowing that you
I know
were a
that,
veteran
I know
either.
that.
So the onus is always on the property owner to make sure that they're getting what they have coming to them.
And it's in the town report every year too, the form.
And at the town meeting.
yeah. I filled out the form now, right here. Okay? Because I just found out about it.
Anyone else?
So this is for you.
I will give it to the assessor, but I do want you to be aware that this homestead exemption does require to be received by April
Yeah.
first to apply for the tax
I
year, so
will-
it will not apply for this year.
I will apply for 2025 under an abatement form. And you can deny me if you wish, and then we'll go take issues beyond that.
Go ahead.
Diane, we don't have to fill that out every year, do we?
No, that's a
Okay,
one
that's my,
time.
that's the
Yep.
only, cause
One
I've
and
already
done.
had it.
Yep.
I know it's on my tax bill.
Yep, one and done.
With this new assessment, I wanna make sure it didn't have to be filled out every year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anytime you see something missing from your tax bill that you think should be on there,
Yeah.
if it's, I mean, the best option is to contact the assessors directly, but if you don't wanna wait, if they were just in and you don't wanna wait a full month, you can always bring it to me and I will let them know,
Yeah.
or you can email them directly. Any of that kind of stuff that I receive, I give them the immediate feedback, so that they're aware and they can start working on it.
You know I'm gonna speak up right quick.
Jen?
I just wanted to point out that there was recently in the paperwork that they sent out about the revaluation of property, there was an error online, and
Yeah.
I sent them documentation by PDF,
Mhm.
and sent them an email with that attached, and they were very quick to respond.
Mhm.
So we do have assessors who are capable of being communicated with by dropping a note in their mailbox, or coming in when they're here, or sending them an email if that's possible. So that should make these kinds of things, I think, maybe move a little more smoothly going forward.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was very pleased, there was no problem with it, and they were very quick to respond. So
Good, good.
I think the new system is working in that way.
Yeah, and last year, for anybody who was involved, knows, who was coming to meetings or anything, there were a lot of things that happened last year, because we did upgrade our system, there were some system glitches, some things got left off. So folks came in and addressed it, and we corrected everything that was supposed to be corrected.
Yep.
I think we just finished up a final thing that got caught recently, that just got brought to our attention. So, I mean, they are good about following up, researching to make sure it's accurate. If somebody was supposed to have something, they're gonna make sure they have it. So,
Okay. Anything else? Kelly?
If we're talking about the assessors, is there any plan to make sure that they're checking on the land-only properties to see if there's any dwellings back there? Cause I know he had mentioned within earshot of us that he had
He's
no,
not checking.
he had no business, so how is that fair if there's dwellings back there that should be paid?
We can follow up in an email with him. I think if that's
But
a
if we're
concern.
committing on Wednesday? No, next Tuesday.
Next.
He'd need to do something by then, wouldn't he? I mean, I'm not trying to tattle, but
Yeah.
if somebody's got a 5-bedroom house back there, I would hope that they'd be paying their fair share.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I-
The onus is on us to verify with the landowners.
But does he plan on doing that?
He's not gonna do it, no,
So how come?
not his job.
It's not?
To assess a building?
To assess the land?
No, it's not assessing the land, if there's a house, we'll say, back there, and landowner hasn't reported it, he's not gonna go back, check everybody's property, make sure there's not a house back there.
But I have a way in. If that house has plumbing in it, I have a way in, but if I don't know it's there, I ain't gonna go. But if you let me know it's there, and I can't find anything in the files here, I'm gonna go visit.
We had talked about this before, and the way is when the tax bill goes out, we put in a letter, just like we do for, machinery, for
Personal property.
personal property. If you have a building back there, it needs to be reported. If it's not reported and we find out, you'll be penalized for it.
Personal property's done though. We're not
It's
getting that.
supposed to be, yes, according to
Yeah.
what Jim said last fall.
So do we plan on
Excellent.
sending a letter with the tax bills that just?
I
should.
actually
We
am
talked about
sending a letter, I don't know if Jim is creating a letter also in regards to something like that, but I was creating a letter, just notifying folks of changes in towns that they should be made aware of, you know, just a brief little, here are some updates kind of thing. Reminders about office hour, you know, things like that.
So my question is, he's done the land.
Yes.
So he's not gonna have any dwellings done until next, right?
Mhm.
2 years, he
Yes.
said, right?
27.
So it wouldn't matter for this.
Well, it should.
Yeah, if they've had a camp back there for 20 years, or something they just go to.
I got you,
Something,
I
or
got
an
you.
equipment
Yeah,
shed,
yeah,
an
I got you,
equipment
okay,
shed,
yep,
that,
yep.
I just think if we're talking fairness, if this is the reason we started this, is because everybody needs to
Absolutely.
be fair, I'm not trying to be a tattletale.
Right, right, right.
And I don't know of anybody any specific.
Right.
I'm just saying that there are a lot of places, on Route 7 I seem to know, that are cordoned off, but they've got a very nice road back there.
I
Um,
never used to have trash and I'll send out trash every
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
So I just wondered what the rule, what anybody was going to ask of him, ask of the town,
So
in
would
the
that,
act of fairness.
absolutely, would that be a job for code enforcement to maybe ride with the road commissioner, or would you ride with a
No, I
select
think-
person?
I think Tom
or-
said if we do this letter and just say that with the tax bills, like
But how will
Diane,
we find out if there's dwellings?
Right, so my thought, is, because I know I had talked to Jim about this.
Yep.
I think it was last year before tax bills went out, we had a conversation in regards to this. And I had asked, because he had said that if there was a no trespassing sign on the property, he would not be going.
Right.
So I asked him if he had a drone that he uses, or if he even would use Google Earth.
Yep.
I feel like Google Earth generally is fairly
It'll give you an
accurate.
idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, it's not updated every week, so I
Absolutely.
mean, you know,
Yeah.
there are things that
Some
can be
of
missed
it
for
is.
sure.
Right.
But, you know, even something like that.
Yes.
And then we could say, hey, it looks like there is a dwelling, so then we can reach out to the landowner and at least have something to back it.
Yeah.
Because he had sent out letters, was it last fall, maybe this spring, something, I can't remember, that just said, hey, you know, tell us about your dwelling, kind of a thing. And it was how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
So it didn't apply to somebody who maybe has a camp that has an outhouse.
Right.
With no bedrooms, it's just one giant room, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So people like that may not have filled it out because it didn't apply.
Right.
right.
And those are the kinds of ones, I don't think anybody's building a mansion out in the
no,
woods.
no, but
But, I mean,
You never
maybe,
know.
you never know. But, you know, things like that, I think,
Yeah.
is where we might find it. So I don't know if it's worth, I don't know if he has a list of the land-only ones that we could just do like a quick Google search on.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
like special,
Yeah.
especially like out-of-staters and out-of-towners
Yeah.
that have just land.
They're
Right.
claiming just
Just
property.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, something like that, because they probably, well, not all of them, but like one of them, I know there's a hunting camp. I don't know if theirs is taxed or not, but I know that there's some out-of-state folks who do have a hunting camp that you wouldn't be able to see it from the road.
Yeah.
And again, I haven't looked at their bill, I don't know. if
Well,
they
I
tax
find
for
the
their
outer
repairs,
stages that own land are the very hard ones, they try to hide camps and they try to hide
But something like that, like these people I know, they come up just hunt once a year, they
Yep.
come up for a week.
But I think the letter's a good idea to give them a chance to be honest.
Absolutely.
And if we just kind of say, if you have any type of a dwelling, you need to let us know.
Well, and there's a copy, I'm sure, from Jim, the land.
Well, that's what I was wondering, if we have a list of
I'm sure he
land
has like a
only.
copy
You
somewhere.
probably can search in that tree. I don't know.
And then maybe
Somehow.
go through and just,
Okay.
Do you have a recreational
When
vehicle,
you have
issue, ordinance in this town?
No.
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 I know of at least two where there's camp.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Back in there, and I know they're not reported on. But the letter's the place to start.
Right, I agree.
Pretty good idea.
All right.
Pretty hell.
It'd be nice if you could have Google Earth
Oh, yeah.
Live.
Yeah.
That's, woo!
Beautiful letter.
Expensive.
Do we wanna make a
I
motion to?
will draft a
to-
letter and I was
have
gonna
it
send it
draft
to
a
you
letter.
guys before I put it in the insert anyway.
I'm gonna make a motion that we draft a letter to include.
Second. All in
in favor?
favor?
What'd you vote on?
Now you gotta do it.
To
I was
include,
gonna do it anyway.
include a letter
A letter
in
of
their,
inquiry.
in their tax bill saying, you know, if you have any structures on your property,
To land.
yeah, to land, you know, basically saying if you have any structures that you haven't reported, please report them or you will be penalized.
They have to be fixed structures, right?
Are you talking about?
No, you
Sorry.
can get taxed on a movable structure.
Camper.
No.
No, I got mobile homes I'm repairing, and
Sorry.
I'm,
Mobile homes
Mobile homes are
taxable.
absolutely
Yeah,
taxable.
tiny
Those are
homes, mobile
structures.
homes, those are taxable.
if they're
Yeah.
not set up,
You wouldn't need a building.
they're on wheels.
Oh,
They're
Well,
no,
that's still a
personal
house.
property.
no, it's just personal property.
yeah,
There's personal property tax.
right,
Unless
nobody's
they're
living in
registered,
it.
There's personal
I
property.
license them.
They got a tag on them that's different.
Jen, go ahead.
Are you saying that all buildings need to be listed?
No.
Only dwellings?
Well,
all
no,
buildings.
Sorry, all buildings on property that people are
Saying
claiming
is
is
landowner.
just
It's
land.
just land.
Anybody
Yeah.
who's
Land
already
only.
being taxed
Oh,
for their
okay.
buildings, any buildings you have are already in your assessment.
Right.
These are going to land only,
Thank you
Right.
for
land only
clarifying that.
owners.
My homes are actually repairing on my dwelling property.
All right, so anything else?
My furnaces, my floor.
All right, moving on to other business.
Have we been doing that?
I feel like we've been doing that. All right, was there anything else? All right, moving on to the warrant.
Right in front of you, Tom.
Right there.
Tony.
Oh. I'll say it under public comment.
There you
Who's that? Oh, that was here earlier with Jack.
Weather boiler.
Plumbing inspector or something.
That is only the one part of these. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I was surprised to see
Myself with a
But the CEO didn't feel like FDI is licensing.
Yep, no, she, I just saw that, she's gonna work it.
Yeah,
I'm licensed.
he said it on today.
I was told that.
Yeah.
I do. They go by state code, just like Belfast. Belfast may add some more to it because it's a city. They try to
Everybody
fight
else
some
was
of
here and we were talking, and I don't know if you came in.
plumbing
and I
inspectors'
was with somebody
wages,
about
if some of the code enforcement wages, we don't want. I mean,
Yeah.
25.
Yeah.
We need to go around.
They don't
Any more than normal?
It won't go over. Can't get rid of it.
I'm sure.
Doesn't help. I'm asking the wrong person.
Which plot are you, what's the name? Yeah, but
US
no, no, I'm very intimate with every sub here in this town, so I was asking what the name on your stones are.
I have to enforce that if I know about it. If that's a
I
hard,
hope that when they just.
Even though the
everything else,
information on the
somebody
section
says I know he's doing this.
It has to be a separate meeting.
Oh,
It
okay.
can't be done after back to a while.
No, we're not, that's one of the
No.
reasons why they're talking about.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's good to know, that's good to know.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, perfect, thank you.
It's certainly going to, she mowed the whole cemetery?
The rebuilt mobile
I don't
homes.
think so either. We were just, I was, she's only.
Okay, but you want to look at the town's ordinance and see what the size of the lot is, because if it isn't,
Well, it's under this whole section. The main subdivision.
yeah.
I know.
But how many
I know,
do they do?
I know,
I
I
have
know,
no idea.
trust me, I mean, I was there twice.
It's not going to be just.
Twice in the last 6 weeks.
Once I grab my kids.
I think we're the best.
Right, but if it's family, I don't think you have to go through the subdivision.
If you don't know how to clean it, you're bad, you're how to get rid of the clean properly.
She had four.
With that, I'm doing something.
Oh.
Before I have to get excused. But it's family.
I was gonna say, what's the plan to go, because that's the one that I can.
But you need
It's
to
just a
have,
make for legal 2 acre lot.
well, you need to have some towns, some towns that acres, some towns, most towns
That's unusual.
I don't know too, because if it's gonna be a sellable lot later on.
you need to. I agree, I'm just saying, some towns.
I've got enough acreage to accomplish that.
Because you have to, yeah.
Well,
you have
Waldo
to-
failed.
Jones are working
What's
out
that?
Waldo failed.
the first hurricane in the land.
Take the question, get the on, rather than quarry title, you know, try to get that, nobody else understands.
So you have to catch it
Oh,
ahead of
yeah, I'm
time.
sure there
What
was
they
so
do.
much, I can't even imagine on that scale.
They have to catch it ahead of time.
I know somebody who was a friend of mine, my partner's dead now, he had a friend from West Virginia, carpenter, construction.
You don't want to
Yeah.
violate, yeah,
And I was
understand.
flabbergasted, he sort of was showing how they caused it, and the way that you get to it, the way it
Yeah.
in the first house.
Oh, no, they weren't.
Their houses. Their houses.
I'll get blizzard.
And how fast
I'll
they
take a
were
blizzard
required.
anytime we get a
It
hurricane.
keeps the ice.
That doesn't
Yeah.
I'm talking.
So you're
We
in
could
the
have probably got a generator. We played it on. We had it like all day.
I always, when I came back. Yeah, you're not very well. Yeah, no, I'm sure we had that.
Wait till
for
the
him because
You already got
everything
some.
everything that he was when I go over to
And I'm like, yeah, that's
I
it.
think oh, yeah.
Everybody has a horror story.
locked
Everybody.
up. Yeah, because maybe.
I was actually living in Manchester, Maine, outside Augusta. And we're in a neighborhood. Everybody got power, except for this little book. Everybody else has got power.
Somebody had their power. They were coming, they lived in camp, then, when they came up, yeah, it was not sure, they wouldn't take a shower, so they were saying.
Yeah. You knew who had power and who didn't, by just looking at them. Yeah.
I would drive for Brazil.
I'm gonna stay away from it.
I
I can't.
We're out in the day.
We're out there about 13.
Roof damage from the back, from freezing, and apparently that was the reason everybody, what, because of freezing thaw, it kept going down, leaked right down. Yeah, so that was, the other thing was everybody lost their freezers.
I don't Real king Well, it's not natural. All right, back to it. So public comment, I actually have a couple things that I should have said other under business, but I totally forgot, even though I have notes right in front of me. Kelly, there was one thing I wanted to ask about if you talked to the auditor about the fire department money from last year. Did you have an answer?
Nothing carries forward.
Okay, so that money
Everything
goes
is reserved.
into the general
Yep.
account.
Yep.
So it is still available for Rodney to pay
Well,
upcoming bills.
the check won't bounce, but the account is,
I understand it's not in the fire department account, I
Yeah.
understand,
but yes, the check won't bounce.
okay, all right.
Because I have, since you said don't pay anything but the testing, there's $4,000 worth of bills he's given me.
For what?
I happen to have them right here, if you wanna peruse them. So I don't know what on that. I think one of them might be the testing, but I thought you said the testing was a long time ago. I mean, a long way away.
Oh, that's for fitting for the fire truck. Protective clothing, oh, helmet, okay.
So that puts him way over.
And I thought he was gonna maybe come back to ask about more spending.
That's what I thought too, that's why it's,
So I will say, when I gave him at least some of those, he came in last week and I said, hey, you also have other stuff in your mailbox. So I don't know how long maybe some of those have been in there, they may have been in there for a month or so potentially.
but he still should have known he had some out.
The date on this one is 7/10, so,
Oh, that's.
So we're a month,
yeah, this one is 6/23.
right?
Yeah, so he should have, either they've come, he spent when he was asked not to, or he didn't tell us that there were bills
That were still pending.
still pending. There is one that says testing on there, but I thought he said the testing was a distance away.
Protective clothing, that one's
I
think that's for
different
boots,
Okay.
yeah, one men's
We did have hose and ladder testing about a month and a half.
Okay, and that
maybe 2 months
might be,
ago.
that was a 2,000, that's 2,000 of it.
That's
Is-
for a month
is-
ago, that's 2,000.
Well, something is, there's one on there that's 2,000.
This is
What
Just-
surprised me, because they have a crew come up.
fire hose, testing, ground ladder, yep, that's the testing one right
Yeah,
there.
that's the $2,000.
2,100 bucks, yeah.
But there's lots of other methods.
Car request $2.50.
Yeah, I ran a tape on the front, I think it's,
I have no idea, what would a Hammond lumber one be?
there's a lots from Hammond Lumber, I think it's little,
$144?
Does it say, is it a slop sink or
Nope,
anything? Because I paid for the plumbing, so I don't know what else it
I
could be.
think, so he opened the Hammond one when I gave it to him from his mailbox, and,
620.
yeah, I was gonna say, I think it had been there a while, but I feel like he said something about that was for the floor in the truck? Did you guys have to fix something in the floor in one of the trucks, maybe? No.
Not that I know.
Alright, maybe then I didn't fully understand what he was saying.
I don't know.
I didn't ask questions.
no, I just looked
He
at
was
you.
just kinda looking, cause he was like, what's that?
Um,
And then I thought he said floor of the truck, but maybe I misunderstood, I don't know.
But you just can't overspend.
Uh-huh.
We have a budget that the townspeople vote on. So you can't just overspend.
I
because you
told
need
him,
something.
right, I told him as soon as he came how much money he had, but he was adamant that he had been informed that he did have more money. And I said, we need to wait and find out.
The unfortunate part is you just can't overspend, that's what was
Right.
voted on.
Almost all of these are a month old. No, this one's from June. So you think that these have been sitting in his,
The Hammond one was, the rest of them were not.
Okay.
It was a Hammond envelope that I handed to him that I thought had been there a while.
I knew obviously we knew, he told us about the hose and ladder testing,
Yep.
but the rest of them, I don't remember him mentioning. Okay, well, he's gonna be, Rodney will be on, the fire department will be on the next agenda, and hopefully we can hash this out. The next thing is, I wanted to let you guys know, I cannot attend on September 22nd meeting. So I don't know if we want to move it till the next week, or if you guys
Move it one way or the other.
move it one way or the
So,
Yeah.
what was it?
It's fine.
22nd.
That's my 50th anniversary, I won't be
That's
here.
my birthday.
Wow. Yeah, move it a week earlier or a week later is fine with me.
Okay, I will
I
email you
signed the warrant
guys,
this week.
I'll email you guys and I'll ask which way you guys wanna go when I,
Doesn't
Fine.
matter.
okay, I'll let you guys know. And the only other thing is, will you guys on the 25th be okay without me until 5:30? Do you wanna push them? Boy, I don't know. Push it until, to start at 5:30, I have to meet my son's teacher. That is the earliest I can get into the school to meet him, to meet his teacher.
I'm fine with 5:30 starting, but also I'm fine starting at 5.
We can play checkers until you
Having
get
you
there.
Okay.
come,
You just start at 5 and I'll be here as soon as I can.
I mean, yeah, you can put together all the stuff
Yeah.
that you don't. We can handle it for 30
I
minutes,
think
Tom.
so.
Okay, cool, excellent.
That's
That's
fine.
all I
Don't
wanted
hurry,
to
you
ask.
gotta get on the good side. The teachers, you never know.
That's all I had. So, was there any other, comment, anything from anybody? No. All set. Okay. So now, we are going to have an executive session, to speak with Dave. We will be, do we have to do that?
Yes,
At
so
6.
make a motion to enter executive session at 6:46.
Yep. Seconded.
All in favor?
Earl, do you mind hanging around till afterwards so I can talk to you?
It's fine.
Okay.
We won't be long.
Yeah, it's fine.